There are family problems, and then there are situations where things get so quiet, they end up in court before anyone says a word out loud. This one skipped the argument and went straight to paperwork. Welcome back to Official Glam, the place where we put the real in reality TV. And today, this is Beverly Hills without the camera softening anything. No edit, no music. Just a timeline that quietly turned into something a lot bigger than it looks on the surface. So here is what is being reported. Kyle Richards, the only original cast member still standing on Beverly Hills, filed a lawsuit against her sister Kim Richards in January of 2025. Not a warning, not a temporary fix, a lawsuit. And it was about Kyle's condo in Encino, a two-bedroom place where Kim had been living for years, not visiting, not crashing, living there. Now think about that. Because you do not take legal action against your sister after years of living together unless something has already been going wrong for a long time. What do you think had to be happening behind the scenes for it to even get to this point? And according to the report, Kyle had already asked Kim to leave toward the end of 2024. So by the time this reached a courtroom, whatever was happening behind the scenes had already crossed a line. Now here is where it starts to feel a little off. Kim never responded to the lawsuit. No legal reply, no fight, nothing. And that part does not really add up on the surface. If someone took you to court, would you stay completely silent? Because when someone does not respond, the court just keeps moving. So by March 2025, a default judgment is entered. The court sides with Kyle. And Kim is ordered to give up the condo. Just like that. No dramatic moment, no public back and forth, just silence. And a decision that changes everything. Now pause. Because this next part says a lot. By June, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office is sent out to serve Kim the judgment. Yes, the sheriff. For a situation between sisters. At what point does family become legal? And before they could even reach her, Kim had already moved out, gone, left the property before the paperwork could even be handed to her. That does not feel like a normal move out. That feels like an exit. And still, nothing from either side. No comment from Kyle, no response from Kim, just quiet. Which usually means the real story is sitting underneath all of this. Now step back, because this is where everything starts connecting. Kim had already made headlines in 2024 after being placed on a severed 2-hour psychiatric hold following relapse tied to substance use. She has not publicly addressed it, but her sisters have. Kathy Hilton said Kim was going through a difficult time, but doing better. Kyle said the family was trying to support her, stay close, lift her up. And that all sounds right, until you line it up with what happened next. Support. And a lawsuit, happening in the same window of time. Can those two things actually exist at the same time, or does one cancel the other out? At one point, police were reportedly called to the home. Neighbors were concerned, and Kyle was told this was not criminal, it was civil, meaning, if she wanted Kim out, there was only one way to do it. Go to court. And she did. Sources described Kim as being in a really bad place during that time, with alcohol becoming a constant issue. So now this is not just about a condo. This is about family trying to manage something serious while also protecting themselves. And at some point, those two things stopped working together. People call that tough love, but what does that actually look like when it is your own sister? Kyle even said, when something is wrong in their family, they come together. They support each other. And then she added something that feels a lot more real. You do not always get the luxury of hiding the hardest parts of your life. And that line explains everything. Because Kim was there from the beginning. 5 seasons on Beverly Hills. Real history. Real struggles that played out in front of everyone. She stepped back as a full-time housewife after season 5. But has returned over the years. Kyle stayed, built her place, carried the show 15 years later, still here. And somewhere along the way, their relationship shifted into something more complicated than just sisters. Then you have Kathy, moving in and out of the show, publicly calm, supportive, saying all the right things, while this was unfolding behind the scenes. So when you actually look at the full timeline, years of living together, a request to leave, no response, a lawsuit, a court order, sheriff involvement, and then a quiet exit. That is not one moment. That is something slowly unraveling until it could not stay private anymore. And even now, it feels like we are only seeing part of it. What do you think really hasn't been said yet? Because if you've been watching this family for years, you already know, there is always more underneath the surface. And honestly, that is why conversations like this matter. Not just the headlines, but how all the pieces connect. So if you're into breaking these stories down like this, where you're not just watching it but actually figuring it out with me, make sure you're subscribed to Official Glam and drop your take below because I really want to hear where you land on this.